Emotionally living well. There's a wonderful story about well, emotionally living well. I could talk about happy, sad, and mad. Those are the three emotions. There are no other feelings in that. We're either happy, we're sad, we're mad, or we're a combination of one of those two. That's all there is. In your handout, there's 140 different emotions expressed with the human face. Take it home, copy it, have some fun with it, and enjoy the expressions of that we had. Now, I'm getting a little stiff in my face, so my expressions aren't as clear as they used to be, but I recognize that there are at least 140 different emotions that the human heart can contain. But the happy, sad, mad. So I could talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to set that aside. If you're in touch with your feelings, it's a good thing. You celebrate the good feelings, it's a good thing. I want to talk about the emotional connection that we get derived from our meaningful connection with another person. Our meaningful connection to another person. That's what I want to share with you today, because that's really the heart, I think, of emotionally living well, is when you're in right relationship with another person. You feel good with them. You feel good with the person that you're with. I want to share with you two concepts. The first one on the board is namaste. Namaste. Namaste means, well, let me back up a little bit. It's a greeting that's shared in Nepal, in the country of Nepal, and also in the Far East, in the Middle East, in India, in Thailand. Some of those countries have, it's a Hindu-Buddhist greeting. And the way they do it is they put their hands together and they bow and they say namaste. So when you first greet somebody over there, they say namaste. And what namaste means in English, loosely translated, is the light in me likes the light that's within you. That's a nice way to see somebody, isn't it? Hi, I like your light. No, not the burnout light. I like your light. I just like the light of who you are. So the emotionally living well one is to how to really connect with people and celebrate that connection that we have with each other, and to, in fact, to be with others, to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. Because when you can celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love, you've got a joy juice that's going on there between you. So the people that you get along with, the people that you love, the people that love you, there's a beauty that's to be celebrated there. It doesn't always work that way, of course, but it's a beauty to be celebrated. The second concept is called Ubuntu. It's an African term. It's common in several languages. And Ubuntu means I am because we are. So who I am is because of who we are together. Not just me and my little island somewhere, but we are together. So you see the theme that we're coming up with here? That this connection between Ubuntu and Namaste and all these concepts that I never learned growing up in small town Nova Scotia, but I did with my travels, have come home to me to help me celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. So I want to share with you how I could spend some time on how difficult people drain your energy, right? How they suck, how they suck your energy out of you. It's just me? Do you have a difficult person in your life? Okay, it's just me too. Okay. Well, there are really two ways to see people in the world. There's two ways to see people. You can see people as people, so they are the same as you. Their hopes and dreams and fears and needs and lives. Well, let me put it this way: they count the same as you. That's how you see. When we see a person as a person, we see people as people. They count the same. Then there's the other way to see people, and that's as objects. And objects become, well, they become the bane of our existence. They become a resistance, and we treat them differently. And here's my hand gesture to get that across. I want to share with you a story how I actually created my difficult person, and give you a little chat to go with that. As a motivational speaker for the last 25 years, I've had the great opportunity to travel to some beautiful countries, and one of my favorites is the Northern Ireland. I work with what they call the post-troubles over there. I was coming back from Northern Ireland, flying out of Belfast on my way to Heathrow to get back to Halifax for a conference the next day, and I was in a big hurry. I was running late. Now, ordinarily, I really enjoy airports. I like the crush of humanity, the coming and the going, and the ebb and flow of people. It's just great people watching. But there's one little spot that kind of bugs me. It's called the security checkpoint. And of course, I was running late. Now, have you ever had a doctor's appointment that you waited 6 months for, and you're running a little late, and you get all the red lights on the road? Well, I get the red light gal, security gals. She was sweet enough, but she was the red light gal. And so I walk into the Belfast City Airport. She says, "Can I have your boarding pass, please?" I give her my boarding pass, and of course my bag gets on the little conveyor belt and gets sucked into the X-ray machine. And you kind of want it to just slide through with no one noticing it, just to be. So it goes through and it goes back in again. They have a second look. I go, uh-oh. And then I heard the 5 words no one in a hurry wants to hear. "Is this your bag, sir?" Nope, never saw that bag in my life. Thank you. I have no idea whose that bag it is. I will go without clothes and without the toothbrushes. So of course she wants to check my bag. So she puts on gloves, And she's checking my bag, and I'm checking my watch saying, if this lady makes me late, I'm going to be really in trouble. I'm going to miss my flight, miss my connections. She was very quickly becoming the bane of my existence, my most difficult person of all difficult people. On the outside, I was going like this. On the inside, I'm going, would you please hurry, I'm going to late my flight. Closing the doors as we speak, I can just picture, I can picture the door being closed, right? And you're running down the hall. Please. I'm sorry, Mr. Davis, we took your bags off. Too bad. So she's become my difficult person. So do I see her as a person, or do I see her as an object? What do you think? She's no longer a person to me. She's not doing a job. She's become a thing. She's become a, like some sort of, and so she's a thing to me. So I get the full meal deal. Just when you're in a hurry, you get the full meal deal. The full meal deal at the airport is the sniff test. You know the sniff test? She changes her gloves. Now, it was like she was at an expensive boutique trying on a pair of gloves. She was like, just trying on the gloves, and just makes a little swab, puts it in the machine, steps back, tapping her toes, waiting for the results. I am ballistic at this point. But out of the corner of my eye, just caught just a glint of a little pin on her vest. You know those little vests that they wear? A little pin. It was a pink ribbon. And I started to think to myself, gee, I wonder if she has it. I wonder if she knows someone that has it, maybe her sister or her mother or her aunt or maybe a relative of hers. Then I started thinking about my friend Karen, who was just diagnosed with breast cancer. And all of a sudden, that person that was driving me nuts, I saw her as a person again. She counted the same as me because we had something in common. We had a life-challenging situation with one of our friends, and she became a person to me again. And I suddenly felt, wow, I felt really grateful for her. She was a person. I could see her like a person. I could see her doing a good job, in fact. And when she handed back my boarding pass, I looked at her in the eye and I said, ma'am, I want to thank you for the way you so carefully checked our bags so we could fly safely in the skies today. She looked at me and she said, well, we don't get many people saying that. And then 5 minutes earlier, I would have said, I bet you don't, lady. But in that moment, that precious moment, I saw her as a person again. And the energy that I was creating by the difficult person was actually dissolved. And I caught my flight, and she had a bit of a compliment that day. So I got a question for you. Is there anyone where you still don't, is there anybody in your life that you still don't see as a person? That they become an object to you? And if you do, try to find something about their humanity that you can share. Because life's too short to have those people dragging you down. That's the emotional dimension of energy, folks.